Good evening, Angie, Tanya, and Ingrid. Do you hear me?
Hello,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to the encounter. How are you? How was your week?
Fine, teacher.
Fine, teacher. Today was a tired day.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of
We
work?
don't have time to recover for the class.
Okay. Well, the idea as usual is to have a debate and also to review some grammar. I don't know if you guys have questions about grammar that you have studied last week and this week. Or if you want me to review how to create passive voice sentences with modals.
No, teacher, but I have another question. It's about the quiz, the speaking quiz in
TOEFL.
the TOEFL quiz. The grade is 0, but I don't know if you check that quiz or I don't know.
Okay, remember that there are always two quizzes. One is not evaluated and the other is evaluated. So the one that is not evaluated is not going to be, I'm not going to assess it. I'm not going to grade it. I'm just going to grade one.
But have you checked that quiz?
No, I haven't checked it yet.
Okay. Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. No questions about grammar?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay, so let's review how to create passive voice with modal verbs. And then after we review this, we can have the debate. Probably we will have more students by the time that we have finished to review this grammar topic. So here we have the chart. On the left, we have the sentences in active voice, and on the right, we have two examples of passive voice for the first two sentences. So we have John must pay the bill. So as usual, we need to put first the object of the sentence, and then we use the modal verb, that in this case is must. We use the verb to be, and then we use the past participle of the second verb. So the bill must be paid. And we don't say who has to do that. Then we have Helen might adopt that dog. And then we have that dog might be adopted by Helen. Again, we use the object of the sentence. Then we use the modal verb, the verb to be, and the second verb in past participle. At the end, as in this case, we can write the person who makes the action by introducing the person with the preposition by. That dog might be adopted by Helen. Then we have the government should approve longer prison sentences for corrupts. What would be the passive voice?
Longer prison sentences for corrupts should be approved
Exactly.
by the government.
Exactly.
Hello, teacher. Good night. I'm sorry to be late.
Hello, Fernando. Welcome to the encounter. Hello, Jaime. Welcome to the encounter. We are reviewing the passive voice with modals, and then we will have the debate. Okay, good.
I'm sorry. Say that again, teacher.
We are reviewing how to write passive sentences with modals, And when we finish to review this topic, we are going to have a debate. Okay,
The date?
debate.
I'm sorry, teacher. What is the date?
We usually have a topic and we discuss about the pros and cons of the topic of discussion. That is what we're going to do. I'm going to write the word here, debate. Un debate. Okay, let's continue. We have.
Okay, thank
You're welcome, Fernando. We have governments should offer free education for children.
Free education for children should be offered by governments.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, teacher. I can't hear you guys. Are you talking or
No,
what?
I'm not talking yet. I'm just trying to set this in order to see the last sentence. I'm going to change this. Okay, then we have the last sentence.
Okay, very good.
North Korea should make the peace with South Korea. So what would be the passive voice? The passive for that.
The peace should be made by North Korea with South Korea.
Okay. Okay, you have questions about this?
Yes,
What question?
I can try. Well, in this case, why the word be changed by between?
Entre.
Yeah, but I can choose this to understand. Should be made. Ah, okay, yeah. I got it.
Okay. Let's work on other exercise to practice. For this exercise, I want you to think about maybe the streets, the security, the facilities that there are in your neighborhoods, because we need to mention the things we would like to be changed in those places. So what might be done to improve your neighborhood? For example, streets should be repaired, or traffic signs should be replaced. Trees should be planted. Ways for bikes should be built. And those are some examples, but think about places or what is missing in your neighborhood, what needs to be changed. And I would like each one of you tell one sentence about those things that you would like to be changed in your neighborhood in order to improve it.
Okay, I have one, teacher.
Fernando.
Okay, I would say, for example, police officers should vigilance at night.
Police officers should be
Vigilated at night.
no, they are not the ones that if you say that it's because you think that somebody needs to watch the police officers.
Ah, okay. It's like what I said. It's a recommendation, right?
Yeah, you said police officers should be washed.
Okay. Yes. To be watched. Yeah, that'll be better.
In the opposite, police officers should be asked to work at night.
Estoy buscando que la saque a pasear.
Very good. Yes.
¿Sí?
Yes. That's better.
Me, teacher.
Los pulsos de ese señor
Okay,
salen hasta-
Fernando, please think about a new one and then you tell us. Jaime, what's your sentence?
My neighborhood, more parts should be built.
Could you repeat, please?
In my neighborhood, more parts should be built.
Yes, okay. All right,
Teacher, I have it already.
Fernando.
In my neighborhood, streets should be fixed.
Okay,
Teacher, I have one.
yes. And
No, sí, no.
Garbage shouldn't be scared in the street for the homeless.
garbage shouldn't be
Scared. Like, parecido.
One
I don't
that
know
with
what-
garbage
What is
also applies.
Daniel, could you write the word?
yeah.
What?
Yes, the word that you use.
I write the word.
Okay.
I found that verb that is esparcido. Skater.
Scattered. So
Scattered.
garbage shouldn't be scattered on the streets
On the street.
by
By homeless. Mhm.
Okay. Good. Right. Rafael and John Emmanuel, welcome to the encounter. We are reviewing how to create sentences with passive voice. In passive voice, modal verbs. So could you please create one?
I have one teacher.
Tanya?
The neighbors could be nice.
Neighbors should be nice.
Oh yeah, should be,
Well,
sorry.
that
Should be
is-
nice.
But that is not, that is active voice. We need one in passive.
Yeah.
Fuera de ahí.
For example, in my neighborhood, people who sell sorry, in my neighborhood, people who sell drugs must be caught by the police.
Okay. People who sell drugs should be caught by the police. Right. Okay. Rafael, do you have one?
Not yet, teacher. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to ask about
we have to create a sentence about our neighborhood.
Yes, with something that you would like to change, to be changed in your neighborhood, to improve it. The streets, the parks, the traffic light signs, any problem that you probably have identified and that you would like to be changed. So we mention
Okay.
the problem, then we mention should plus be plus the verb in past participle.
Okay, very good. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, John, do you have any sentence?
Teacher, I have another one.
No.
Jaime, please tell me. Jaime?
It was Fernando, teacher.
Okay, Fernando.
Fernando.
Okay, trash should be recycled.
Trash should be recycled. All right, good. John
Yes,
wrote,
because in the neighborhood, they don't pick up recycled trash, so trash should be recycled.
okay, well, regarding that problem, we have it in the whole country because there is not an organized system for recycling garbage or recycling trash. So we know there are some people who recycle, who like try to collect some things, but there are not like identified places and enough places where we can take the recycling products and contribute to that recycling process. So it's a problem in the whole country. Sometimes people recycle that the trash car goes and takes all the trash before the people who recycle collect it. So the system is not organized. I mean, we don't have a system. We don't even have a system. We have some people who work with that, but it is not organized enough with the government. Okay,
I think
John.
I have one.
When I lived in the States, they have different days where they pick up recyclables and non-recyclables. So yes, that's true what you said. There is no like a system.
Yes, in other countries, as you mentioned, there are specific days when people take out the trash that is recycled for the trucks to collect it. Another or different days for organic trash to be collected. But here we don't have that. We mixed all the trash. And if we recycle, sometimes people who collect it don't take it before the truck pass and picks all the trash. Rafael, do you have a sentence?
Yeah, I think I have one. In my neighborhood, a surveillance system cam should be installed.
Very good. Have you suffered from any robbery recently or any neighbor?
Well, yeah, here is very common or often to hear about some robberies, and well, it is important to do this kind of action to increase the security of the neighborhood. Yes,
That helps.
it helps. Yeah, it helps a lot.
Okay, thanks. And John wrote, traffic jams should be managed by the police. Okay, or should be controlled by the police. Good. Okay, finally, we have other exercise to review this topic before we move to the debate. Here we have a short reading, but the reading has some gaps. It is about things that astronauts have to face in space. So we have the gaps. We have in the gaps we have verbs, modal verbs like could, can, could again, could, and should. Right? So and ought to. So what we need to do is to read the sentence and complete the gaps by using the passive structure. So who would like to try with the first one, the first gap?
What could be done?
Exactly. Could you read the whole sentence, please?
Yes, 10 former astronauts were recently asked about what could be done to improve comfort in space. Here are some of the issues they raised.
Okay, thanks. Very good. So a different person, please. Who wants to complete the second gap?
Me, teacher.
Fanny, please read the whole paragraph, the whole sentence.
Okay. Wherever you are, a mealtime is important for your sense of well-being. The astronauts feel they should be able to enjoy what they eat, but food just doesn't taste good in zero gravity. This problem can be overcame. I'm not sure.
It's the same. It's the same in the present form.
Okay, can be overcome by making the food spicier. A little pepper or mustard could go a long way in making meals more palatable.
Exactly. Good. Now, clothing. Please, a different person.
Me, teacher.
Angie?
The temperature on board a space station can vary from one part to the other. To stay comfortable, the astronauts suggested layered garments. The top layer could be removed
Exactly.
in warmer sections of the station.
Okay, thank you, Angie. A different person, please, in gap 4.
I'm sorry, teacher, what did you say?
Would you like to try with a gap number 4 to complete the sentence?
Of course, astronauts could also be provided with different uniforms.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. And a different person, please, who tries gap number 5.
Can I try again, teacher?
Okay, Fernando.
Living in tight quarters doesn't allow for much privacy. All agreed that his might pose a serious problem on long trips. No one had any answer, but they felt strongly that solutions to this issue should be investigated.
Okay. Finally, we have gap 6 and 7. 4 more gaps.
Can I try, teacher?
Go ahead.
Paula, okay. No one likes to think about this issue, but it's impossible that an astronaut could die while aboard the space station. that should be done if this happens?
Exactly. Okay, thanks. And the next one? Who wants
Me
to
teacher.
Jaime?
One astronaut suggested that the hobby could be
The body.
the body, sorry, that the body could be frozen
Yes.
and then brought back to Earth.
Good. Gap number 8. Who wants to try?
Me teacher.
Jaime?
Many of the astronauts pointed out that people have the same needs in this space as they do on Earth. They believe that time should be provided for relaxation.
Except.
Continue, teacher.
Yes, please.
And that everything possible ought to be done
Yes.
to make the astronauts feel happy. I can see, teacher.
Happy and at home. And that's it. Good. So probably this is one of the easiest structures for passive sentences, maybe. Questions about this? Remember that we have more modals. We have would, we have might, may, and all of them work the same way. After might, may, would, we also use the verb to be plus the other past participle form of the other verb. No questions? Okay, if you don't have questions, we are going to move to the debate. This is a topic. Recently, Petro, the politician, the Colombian politician, thought that it could be a good idea to lower the voting age so that 16-year-old people could vote. So what do you think about it? What do you think are the pros and the cons of that? Or what are really the problems that we have in relation to voting? Why do you think this proposal is being discussed?
Okay, teacher, I think that, can I start?
Yes, Fernando.
Okay, very good. He's doing that to get, I mean, I'm against Petro. I don't like Petro. I think he was a terrible mayor in Bogota. He sucked. I'm sorry, with all the respect of the ones who like Petro, but I don't like him. And he's doing that because he wants more people to vote for him. Sadly, nowadays, there is a lot of people who believe in, with all the respect, in equality marriage and everything. Did I say it right?
So you mean marriage of people from the same sex? Or
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes. Sadly, youngers are now considered now being gays or homosexual, with all the respect, of course, a trend. They believe that is a trend. So when he if he lowers the voting age, he will get more voters. So I think that's not correct.
Okay, so in your opinion, um, the proposal is because he wants to get more voters, and
Yes.
okay. And well, I would like to know if your classmates agree with that opinion.
Well, teacher, I agree with my partner, and I wouldn't like that young people could vote because I think that they are influenced people, and I think they don't have enough maturity to make such an important decision for the country in this case.
Okay. What else? I mean, I would like to know if your classmates agree with you and with Fernando.
I agree with what she said. It's true. I mean, you have to be mature to vote, to have an ideal, to know what's going on with your work, with your country.
Okay. What do you guys think is the problem of voting here in Colombia? So let's think about the last elections, and well, the referendum, and the one before that was the previous presidential elections, and the ones before that were for Senate, for the Senates. And what happened in those elections in relation to the way people vote, the arguments they have, the way that works in our country?
Can I opinion?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think that the problem in both here in Colombia is that the education of people have, because many people sorry, many people are afraid or both they vote. So I think that many people believe in lies of the politicians. So now in the social network and WhatsApp, the people believe any stupid things about the other politics that the people say. For example, the implementation of not, I don't remember this the word in Spanish, igualdad de género, that the people that the government try to implement in all of laws in the country, or it's like, for example, in peace treatment. I don't know, remember
The peace treatment, yes.
The peace treatment. The other part of no say that the I forgot the name. Oh, again. The equality of
gender.
The gender was in that treatment. It was a lie, but the people believe in that. So I think that maybe some part of business or the economic part and politicians manipulate all these kind of things, and people believe in that lies. I think that this is the problem, or with the fake news is really really popular right now in this country. People believe in lies all the time, so don't find a true for these kind of things. I think that this is the problem, is education first of all, and maybe could be religious belief, because I think that is great part of this of the people thinks about both. because
Okay.
this is I think that many politicians manipulate the people that is faithful
Mhm.
all the time. So I think that this is the biggest problem.
Teacher,
Okay.
I have an opinion about the topic.
Rafael, please tell us.
Well, I would like to share my opinion with a little bit about what Ingrid said, and I would like to highlight the word education to start my opinion. And well, this law that allows youngers to vote, I think that is it is more a problem about culture because um, a young girl, a young a teenager, when he becomes 16, most of them they are graduating from high school, and if we realize they almost uh, all of them they don't know how our government functions, yeah, or how it works. Even I think that uh, teenagers they are adults, they are 18. Most of them they don't know how to work, how the government works. They don't know how what is the the different uh, the different parts of the government, what is the justice, how it works, how works the health, education. I think it's a problem of culture and education that it has to be improved in our country. I don't know if it is a problem of education in the schools that it is not be carried out very good, because I think that also uh, people they are when they are 20 or 22 or older, they don't know uh, who to vote for, because they don't know very well how the country works. They don't know everything, and they get uh, easily involved uh, about about what Ingrid said, the fake news. They don't read too much. They just believe in what in social networks it is mentioned, and it is. I think that a clear example about it. It was this last election between Duque and Petro. They from both parts there were many fake news, and many people believe that. So now people realize that many news of them they were really false, and I think it is that a problem of education. If if it is improved with the time, I don't know, in 10 or 20 years or 5 years, I don't know, maybe this law could be reached. But if the culture of education doesn't improve very well, I think it is a waste of time.
Okay. Thank you, Rafael.
I agree.
Teacher,
Tania?
I want to say something different. Well, I think that people believe that they must have a reason or some kind of recognition for voting. For example, I have been a jury in the two last votes, and in the votes of the anti-corruption reform, the people didn't vote because they weren't give an electoral certificate. The amount of people who didn't attend these votes is huge, and they are given the opportunity to make important decisions. But of this, they don't do it. Everything must have like a benefit, or it doesn't work.
Okay, so that could be one reason for having problems for voting here in our country. Uh, Jaime, John, Angie, do you agree with what your classmates have said? Some of them.
Teacher, I would like to mention another thing. Can I?
Yes, sure.
Well, I want to take advantage of what Tanya said, because in this case, talking about teenagers, as you know, in Colombia there is a high system of corruption, and many politicians, they are not like civil servants. They are very corrupt people, and yeah, teenagers are like easier to involve, and very easily they can pay to them 20,000 or 30, I don't know, to buy their votes. And I think it's a risk. Talking about the corruption in Colombia, it's a high risk, like to accept this kind of law. But anyway, corruption is going to cease if here buy votes of other people. But anyway, it's a high risk to accept this law, because younger people are easily to being involved about this kind of people, no? They buy votes, yeah.
Okay, I think John agrees with you here. Just for corruption, Colombia. So, John, do you agree with the idea of fake news and that people here don't read so much or don't get informed before voting? That this is a problem of culture and education. That probably people can be paid to vote for one or other politician. What's your opinion about the problems of voting here and the voting age? Well, John wrote that voting should be mandatory. Does it help in a way to solve the problems in relation to voting? What do you guys think? If it is mandatory, would it solve the problem? Would people get like more conscious about voting and what it is?
Okay,
Fernando?
what I think of what you're saying right now is that if it turns mandatory, we will turn into a Venezuela. People in Venezuela is being forced to vote, and you are free to think whatever you want. I mean, if you don't want to elect someone you don't like, why would it have to be mandatory to do it? I mean, that's, with all the respect, that's nonsense. If we get to that point, it's because everything has failed and is lost. Right? That.
Okay, so making it mandatory won't help. Will help to solve problems, in your opinion?
Yes.
Okay. We haven't heard Angie's opinion.
Yes, I agree with Rafael. I think that younger people, they don't have the enough intellectual capacity to vote. But in the other hand, most of people who vote are young, between 18 and, I don't know, 24 years old. So I think that it could be a good idea if young people start to vote since 16 years old, because maybe the quantity of people who vote could increase. So it's the only thing that I see that is positive. Lower the voting age.
Okay, what will happen if we lower the voting age? More people vote, but then there is not an informed voting decisions, so that people start voting that without being informed of the proposals of the candidates. Can they happen here?
Yes, maybe.
John wrote, talking about Venezuela, it is not mandatory to vote. The thing is there is a corruption system, and the only people who vote is the people who agree with the government. Okay, thanks for that information, John.
Teacher, I think that the the young people wants to vote because they think that it's a fashion. They, for me, all the things are gains. They don't think about both or any or something like that. Seriously.
I agree with you.
I think that they are they are in fashion because mass media or Facebook or anything like that encourage to talking about that, but it's not for their something serious. It's more like a fashion.
Okay, so other problem here, according to some of you, is that people don't take it seriously, but just do it because it's fashion and because it is something to talk about in the networks. And some of you wrote that it is not necessary to compare our country with other countries. Well, I want to share some information with you. Do you guys know where in the world 16-year-olds old people can vote? In which countries?
No, I don't have idea.
Me neither.
Okay, there are few countries: Brazil, Austria, Cuba, Argentina, Nicaragua, and Ecuador. So you see, most of the countries are here in South America. So we have Argentina, Brazil, and Ecuador, 3 countries in South America. We have Cuba, just one country in Europe, which is Austria, and that's it. And in Central America, we have Nicaragua, right? And there are other countries that are discussing, that are having this debate to decide if they are going to lower the voting age. Those countries are New Zealand, USA, and the United Kingdom. They have not decided yet if that is a good idea. Among the pros for voting at 16, I found out that people in the United States think that it would increase the habit of voting, and that it would boost voter turnout, which is actually what politicians want, to have more voters every election. What happens is that democracy has been, it's not in fashion anymore, let's say it in that way. More and more people think that it doesn't work, so there are less voters every year. So one reason why politicians want to lower that voting age is because they need more voters. They need to boost the voter turnout. Other pros that I found out is that by reducing or by lowering the age in the countries that is legal, people have observed, governments have observed that more adults started voting. And they think that happened because they want to give a good impression to their children, which are going to have the same right by the age of 16. Other pros are that some psychologists think, or well, they claim that 16-year-old people have already the ability to decide if they are not under pressure. So if they have the time, they are able to think about the pros and the cons. They are able to reason logically, and so they can make good decisions. But psychologists also know that if adolescents are under pressure, they don't make good decisions. Regarding the cons, so I also found out that some people are concerned about the maturity at that age. So people do not consider that at that age people are mature enough to take those decisions. Also, that at that age, people do not have like big responsibilities. For example, having a job or applying for a credit card or like be responsible of debts. So if they don't have those responsibilities, they should not be given a big one like getting informed enough to make a good decision about voting. Other con that I found out is that it says many 18-year-olds do not make informed decisions. In fact, many 40-year-olds do not make informed decisions, and this does not mean we deny them the vote. So I think this sentence is like a reflection of what happens here in Colombia. Those that are 18 or more can vote, but most of them are not informed. So we can see in the news that the people are asked for the reasons why they want one or the other candidate, and they don't have enough arguments to actually support their opinions. Or if they say something, they say something that is not true. They say a lie. So actually many people who voted didn't know exactly or couldn't support their choice, didn't say the reason why they actually were choosing one or the other. Here we have another one. It says, if we were to lower the voting age from 18 to 16, so bringing in vast numbers of semi-educated and indeed sometimes undereducated children, we would make democracy in this country even less reliable. So this one reflects like the ideas that some of you had in relation to education. So what this sentence actually is reflecting is that if people is not well educated to make informed decisions, and lowering the voting age will make democracy less reliable. And finally, this I think this is very interesting in New Zealand because they are discussing the possibility to lower the age there. They think that that debate needs to go with the debate about civic education in schools. So some years ago, we used to have in Colombia a class called democracy. And there, in those classes, people got informed about the organization of the government in our country and many issues regarding uh, regarding the regarding the government and how it is organized. Nowadays, we don't have it anymore. It means that the knowledge about that specific thing was reduced. But well, I think it's interesting that in New Zealand they are discussing that it should be also debated the idea of educating on civic issues. It's not just to lower the age to get more voters, but to teach or to let the people reflect that that is an important decision and that is necessary to get informed enough to make that decision or to have the right. Do you guys have more opinions about this topic?
No, teacher.
Some of you mentioned that religion is pretty important in our country. It is, and that some politicians play with that faith or with those ideas of religion to get voters. Well, John says that it is a very difficult topic to discuss. It is, but it's actually important to discuss it.
Teacher, in my case, I haven't think about this topic because it really is new for me. I I I didn't think that the young people wanted to vote, and I don't know why they can they want to do this. For me, I don't understand why. And
Well, that's why I chose the topic because some politicians are trying to debate on that and are trying to lower the voting age. So we need to uh, discuss if that is what is the reason why they want to do that first, and what is the advantage and disadvantage of doing that, right? And to reflect what happens actually in our country when we have elections, why people vote, what are their why people vote and don't vote, what is behind it. Because if we cannot change democracy, that is the way countries are ruled and organized. And if we wanted to change it, we should need a new way of organization, and we don't have it yet. In my case, I think democracy is not working well in any country. We see it every day in the news. We see the problems that are in a lot of countries. And democracy is not like the perfect way to organize a society, that we don't have yet a way to replace it. So if we don't have a way to replace it yet, we need to either continue with the same and try to improve it, or to start thinking about other way to organize the society.
but teacher, I think that the many times the old people don't choose the or don't have the right election. For example, when choose president or mayor, the old people don't choose any person who direct the nation or the city in the right way. I don't think that the vote with young people, um, or I don't believe that the young people have the correct um, the correct decision for for doing this action, or for elect, for choose the correct person who direct us for some years. Uh,
Okay, so you think that adults don't make the right decision, that teenagers won't do it, won't make also the right decision. Is that the idea, that neither
yes,
teenagers nor adults make good decisions about this topic in our country?
yes, teacher. So in the slide 9 or 10, say that the young people uh, wants to vote, but the another laws uh, could be uh, they sorry, teacher, I don't know how to say uh, the same laws for days. For example, in our country, many young people uh, co- um, is may crimes, doing many crimes. For example, robberies, or some of them are players or killers or something like that. But they but the laws are not serious for those cases. For example, is they want vote another laws who también should be uh,
So if I'm understanding what your idea is about the way the society is organized, so that not only the government doesn't work well, but also the laws. The laws are not ruling the country in a good way. Is that the idea?
yes, teacher. Some people wants vote but don't want another laws. Uh, the idea is the laws all for all is they want vote.
Okay. So the people don't want to accept the laws that come with all the organization of the government. Well, what happens is that here we have the politicians always promote some proposals that at the time they get to the power, they see the real thing, or they had the plans before they were elected, and sometimes they change their minds. Sometimes no, they always change their minds of what they said when they were candidates is not actually what they can do when they are in the power. So there is not a way to make sure that the people we choose for, the people we elect, are actually going to do everything that they promised when they were candidates. There is no way to rule that. John wrote that democracy can be improved through technology and improved with the electronic vote. What do you think, guys? Electronic vote is a good idea?
In this country, no.
Why? Nikki?
Because I think that, first of all, we are a polarized country. If you are agree of you, if you are enemy, because if you aren't agree, you are the enemy. So the other point, I think that, and I agree with Angie, because we are a corruption country. So I think that I don't believe in that technology for now. I think that maybe later, because more ruler about that, or because if we are corrupter with paper, I don't know if it's the car vote. I don't know what is the name exactly, but all people have mistake when are voting. I was a witnesses in the last elections. The people always try to do trick all the time. So I think that is not a correct decision for this time. For example, in Venezuela, I don't like to compare because actually I'm from Venezuela. I born there and I have many family there and I know what happened there. But the electronic voting there have many mistakes all the time because the government put the hands all the time, and the company that provide that service is not I don't know how to say them proper. Okay.
They are not honest.
Yeah. And I hate to talk about politics and religions with my family and friends because all the time is for a fighter. And try to, or maybe in social network, I try to reply nothing about that because the people is so, I don't know, sensible for that topic. And maybe I can hurt with my opinion. So I try to never give my opinion about that because maybe I think different for other people, or maybe here and maybe I don't know what is the name for that, but maybe could be passionate too. So I don't I don't want to talk more about that. Sorry.
I understand what you say. So actually, that is the way other people or people in USA, for example, think about. They don't like to discuss about religion and politics because it's always a serious topic that can hurt other feelings, and people get, as you said, passionate about their beliefs. So
yeah, 4 years ago, I stopped to talk with my mom for 6 months about that because I think different than her. So was a mess. So I was thinking that this is mistake for me, try to fight with my mom about their thinking. So I think that I have to respect the other thinking of the people. So I try to don't talk about that.
Well, yeah, the thing is that, well, I consider that we should not stop debating about it, that we should, as you said, respect others' opinions. Try to make the other change his or her opinion is not good. But staying our opinion and justifying it is okay, as far as you don't try to change the others, because then is when we have the problem. Just if we are asked about our opinion, we say it and that's it. And the other person will reflect about what we said, and that's it if the person wants. But try to change the other person's opinion is the problem, maybe.
Yeah.
Is what causes the arguments. Okay, Angie wrote, I think with electronic vote, corruption will increase and the final result of the votes won't be reliable. So actually, Angie, you agree with Ingrid regarding corruption in our country. So we see cases of corruption when we vote without the electronic device. So probably we will have more cases if we move to the electronic vote. Good. So does anybody else have more opinions about this topic? Well, guys, if you want to discuss a different topic next week, please email me so I can prepare it for our next session. Actually, I forgot. I'm going to enable self-evaluation form in your virtual room, because your course is going to end in September the 30th. So what that means that the last task is due this coming Sunday, and I have 3 days to give you feedback of your tasks and before we finish. So it means that I need to give you feedback of your tasks by Tuesday the 25th or Wednesday the 26th, so next week. We will have the last virtual encounter next week, and I'll give you feedback of your tasks, because the grades, I need to upload the grades to the system on Saturday the 29th. Okay, so we have one more virtual encounter, and I will enable the self-evaluation form so you can work on it this week. All right?
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
Questions about the course before we
Teacher, I have a question about one of the last tasks for this week.
kindly tell me.
We have a space that say upload here the audio recording of the TOEFL questionnaire. It is about the last questionnaire.
Yes, it's the last question. Sometimes in the questionnaire there is a link to upload the file, but sometimes it fails or it doesn't work.
Okay.
So if that happens, please use the second link to upload the audio file.
Okay, teacher.
You have one question. I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand. You are going to send us the self-evaluation for us to send it back to you?
Yes, because you need to self-evaluate your class, your effort, and then you need to publish it in the virtual room.
Okay, but I
Teacher,
have one. Are you going to upload it on the units, or you're going to send it to us?
No, I'm going to upload it to the virtual room. You need to check
Okay.
it in the link assessment.
Okay, very good. So that
Teacher,
will be 8, right?
I will do it today. Yes, I forgot to do it yesterday,
Uh,
so I will upload it today.
But is it going to be on unit 8? Because we have one more unit to go.
No, we don't have
7.
more units. We don't have more units because the course ends on September 30. It means that I need to give you feedback of all your grades by next Tuesday.
Okay, so
So
it
you
means
have,
that
you
unit 8
have,
doesn't go.
sorry, you have some days to check the grades because the deadline for me to upload the final grade to the system is Saturday the 29th.
Okay. So the unit 8 doesn't go, right?
So we don't have unit 8.
Yeah, it says on the virtual room, it says unit 8, 7 and 8.
No, we don't have it. So it was my mistake. We don't have unit 8.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
The final day for Dexway is the coming Sunday. It's the coming Sunday. So Sunday the 23rd.
Okay.
Good. Any other question?
Yes, but on this way we have to next week to do the course review, right?
You need to work on the Dexway test. And that's it.
Okay, very good. So for this week will be this week number 7, and for next week will be the course review.
No, we don't have more time. You need to finish all Dexway activities by this coming Sunday.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop the encounter now. I appreciate your participation. And please email me if you have questions, okay? Thank you guys and have a good night.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher. Bye.
Rafael, are you there?
yeah, teacher, I'm here.
Okay. Do you have any question?
Well, yes. Well, it is not just a question. It's like I need some help from you. I don't know if you can help me. It is teacher that well next period I'm going to start teacher practicum 1, and well I think that we need to do some classes to make some recording, and well in my practice about teaching. Um, well, I think that I need some help about warm-up activities, and it is just that I like that you help me with that. If you have any files or some resources where I can read about it, because I'm not really good at it. Yes,
Okay,
to like
I'm
to.
going to explain it to you right now. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So a warm-up is a very short exercise. It's 5 minutes long. And the idea of a
Uh-huh.
warm-up is to find out how much the students already know about the topic of your lesson. Let's suppose that your lesson is about personal information. So the warm-up could be that you paste on the board some questions and answers, and that you have students identify the ones that they already know. So, for example, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? What's your telephone number? So a warm-up is, the idea of a warm-up is to get to know how much students know about the topic that you plan for the lesson. And it's just 5 minutes long. Rafael? Rafael? Hi, Rafael, do you hear me?
Hello, teacher. Yes, I don't know if it's a problem with my internet, but I don't know.
Okay, no problem. So what I told you is that it is a 5-minute long activity, and the idea is to find out how much students know about the topic of the lesson. So it could be a game,
Yeah.
it could be...
But teacher, always, I have a question. Always, well, sorry, teacher, for this. It's just that, as you know, I'm just teaching like 4 months ago, and I'm like starting of being in this, and sometimes it is not easy for me. Yes, and I know this is very simple, but sometimes it's difficult for me. Well, teacher, I have a question about the warm-up activity. Always it has to be related to the topic, or I can do a different activity um, according to the warm-up.
No, the idea is that in the warm-up, you find out the student's knowledge, the student's previous knowledge of the topic. So let's say again that the topic is personal information. The warm-up can be a game, can be hot potatoes. And the questions for the hot potatoes could be, what's the name of this country? What's the name of this character? How do you say this number? Because probably you want to review if they know numbers from 1 to 100 in order to talk about the age, or if they know the names of some countries to talk about the nationality, or if they know what else? If they know the name of some hobbies to talk about that. So hot potatoes could be a 5-minute game to find out if the students know some vocabulary that you are going to use during the lesson.
Yeah. Teacher, for example, working with flashcards is it a good idea?
Yes, but it should be very short. It shouldn't be longer than 5 minutes.
To play a memory game or something like that?
As far as it is very short, yes.
Okay, it's like 5 or 10 minutes long, no more?
Yes, and you don't introduce vocabulary there. You want to know the student's previous knowledge about it.
For example, the pronunciation, or if they know something about it. Yes.
Yes, through a game you can.
But always related to the topic. No.
Exactly, related to the topic of the lesson.
Yeah, teacher. And what about if I can, for example, I've sometimes I have seen that some teachers, well, not here, but in videos, they start a class with a song, or with a different song. It is not related to the topic. It's just they play a song, like a short song, to change the environment of the class. Is it correct?
Okay, you can start the class with the song. That is, the ideal is that the song is related to the topic of the lesson. That's the idea.
Okay. But it has to be related to the topic, the song, yeah? Or
It should
doesn't
be.
matter?
It should be.
It should be. It should be. Okay. Okay. I mean, like, if the song has some vocabulary that I can like engage with the topic, is a good option. But if it is not, not to do it, yeah.
If it is not, yes, choose other exercise or a different exercise, a different game.
And for example, to play, well, as I told you, some teachers they play any song to like to change the environment of the class. Is it correct or not? But any song, is it correct according to your experience?
Well, it could be a song that you have introduced in a previous lesson and that you want students to remind as the first exercise of the new lesson.
Okay, teacher. Okay, teacher. And I don't know if you have any, I don't know, web page or a file to read about some activities or different activities to introduce in my warm-ups activities.
Okay, I will look for it and I will send you an email about
I will, teacher.
the webpage.
Okay, teacher. I really appreciate your help because in my practice, in my everyday practice, this part of my teaching, I find it sometimes difficult, and I think that I need some help of that or to work on that.
Well, okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye, Rafael.
Thank you for attending me, teacher.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.